All right, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Chakras 6 and 7 today. So we are working on stuff of the mind, the mindful stuff. So let's take our block. Let's use it to come down to the floor. Inhaling, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive. Bending the knees deeply, push the hips back, both hands on the block. Let's slide one foot back, tucking our toe under, and lowering down to the ground, coming into a supported lunge position. Let's take our other foot back, sweep the feet to one side. Sitting back, we're bringing the block with us. Let's lie down on our side, and then roll over onto our backs. Let's place the block between the knees and the thighs. Placing our hands on our stomach. Finding a belly breath as we inhale, breathing into the nose, down into the stomach, allowing the belly to rise. Exhale softly from the mouth, keeping the jaw relaxed, feeling the belly lower. Inhaling into the nose, belly rising. Exhaling softly, contracting the stomach. Keeping that rhythm, every inhale, every exhale, tuning into how the body is responding to the breath. Let's add in a contraction only on the exhale. Breathing in, the thighs are soft, the belly is rising. Pause for a moment, squeeze the knees and thighs into the yoga block, and now slowly exhale. Relax the thighs, breathing into the nose. Pause, squeeze the knees, maybe exhale as if you're going to whistle. Relax the knees and thighs, inhale. Squeeze with the knees and thighs, exhaling, pursing the lips. Inhale. Squeeze, exhale. Couple more. Keeping the thighs relaxed through every inhale and exhale. Let's flow the arms. Inhaling, bringing the arms away from our stomach and reaching towards the ceiling. Wiggle the fingers. Inhaling, reaching the arms back behind the body. Stretch from the armpits. Exhale, lift the hands away from the floor. Press the palms down onto the floor just outside the hips. Inhaling, hands rising up, reaching the arms back and overhead. Exhaling, lifting through our hands, pressing the palms down next to the hips. Inhaling, arms flowing up. Option to pause. Exhale, hands flowing down. Inhaling, arms overhead. Pause, option to squeeze the block. Exhale, hands coming down. Relax the thighs, inhale, arms overhead. Engage the thighs, hands pressing down. Let's do one more. Thighs relaxed, inhaling, arms overhead. Engage the thighs. Exhale, hands press down. Let's keep our hands pressing down onto the mat, squeezing through the knees and inner thighs. Inhaling, extending the left leg, pointing the toe. Exhale, lowering that left leg down. Inhaling, other leg, right leg extension, pointing the toe, squeezing through the inner thighs. Exhale, take it down. Inhaling, left leg extension, and right arm behind you, reaching towards the sky and then overhead. Exhale, lowering the limbs. Inhaling, right leg extension, left arm up to the sky or even stretch behind you. And then bring it down. Let's alternate arms and legs a couple more times. Inhaling left leg, right arm. Exhale, bring it down. Inhaling right leg, left arm. Exhale down. One more time on each side. Inhaling left leg, right arm. Squeeze through the thighs. Exhale, relax. Inhaling right leg, left arm. Exhale, relax. From here, let's lift our heels, drag the feet in. Lifting the feet off the floor, we'll take our block and place it just off to the side. Let's bring our hands on top of our kneecaps. Press the knees and thighs in close to each other. Start to make some very small clockwise circles with the knees. So as we're circling with the knees, through the mind's eye, seeing the shape that the body is creating, imagine that you're able to draw with your kneecaps a spiral. And as we inhale, we'll push the knees away, spiraling the energy out. Exhale, pull the knees in towards the chest. Allowing that energy and that movement to gain maybe a little bit momentum and gain some range of motion so that as you circle with your knees, you may begin to notice that the pressure is shifting and changing in your hips, in your low back, and even in your middle back. Let's try 3 big circles, as big as the body will permit with comfort. Inhaling, pushing away. Exhale, drawing the knees in close. Tuning into that elliptical or spherical movement that the body is creating. After you've done this 3rd large circle, draw the knees into the chest, keeping the knees neutral. Inhale, push the knees away, straightening out the arms. Exhale, pull the knees in towards your chest, bending the elbows and putting pressure into your stomach. Inhaling, pushing straight away with the knees. Exhale, pulling the knees in, bending the elbows. Last one, inhaling extension. Exhale, pull in. From this position, moving into some counterclockwise circles, letting the knees go over to your right, push them away, sway to the left, then draw into center, keeping the movement very small so that we make some space to expand this movement with each breath. Again, with the eyes closed, using the mind's eye to visualize the path, the trajectory of movement, as if you were drawing with your knees. Matching the movement to the breath, inhaling as we open the stomach, pushing the knees away. Exhaling when we draw the knees in, contracting the abdomen. Let's do 3 of these big circles, expressing the largest range of motion today. Tune into the breath. Every phase of the movement is purposefully coupled with a part of the breath. Let's eventually hold our knees at neutral, and again, rocking the knees back and forth with the breath. Inhale, knees rock away from the body. Exhale, pull the knees in. Maybe just 2 or more like this, giving the body an opportunity to find some symmetry. Let's hold our knees in, take the feet down to the floor flat. From here, reaching the arms towards the sky, knees go to the left and arms reach over to the right.
Inhaling through center. Sway to the other side. Knees to the right, arms to the left. Inhaling center. Exhale, twist. Inhaling center. Exhale, soft twist. Inhaling center. Exhale, whole body rolls over onto one side. Holding here in a side-lying child's pose. Find the breath moving into the back of the lungs, up and down the sides of the spine. Breathing down into the low back, through the middle back, then up under your shoulder blades. Exhale, relax the upper back first, down to the lower back and hips. While we're in this side-lying child's position, we're able to open up the back of our lungs, allowing the breath to move up and down the spine. Let's look at our top hand, placing our hand down on the floor. Using our arms supporting the spine, let's push up. From seated, we're slowly coming around into an all fours position. All fours may be done flat on the hands or down on the elbows. Make sure that your body is as comfortable as possible. From here, let's tuck both our toes under. Slide your left foot back, toe grazing the floor. And now shift forward and lift through your heel. Exhaling, bring the knee in and bring the toe in. Try looking down at your mat. If you're on your elbows, look down at the thumbs. This might help to protect your neck. Sliding our right leg back, lifting through the heel. Inhale. Exhale, bring the knee in. Toes are tucked under. Inhaling, left leg back. Press up through the heel. Exhale, left knee in. Inhaling, right leg back. Push up through the heel. And exhale in. Let's add in the opposite arm. Inhaling, left leg back and right arm extension. Exhale, bring it in. Inhaling, right leg back, left arm extension. Exhale, slowly float in. Let's do at least a couple more on each side. And when you do this, imagine you're moving through water so that there's this characteristic of buoyancy where the body is able to float seamlessly with the breath. Take your time to finish up a set on left and right. Noticing if one side feels a little more stable than the other, just making a mental note, no criticism of left or right. When you feel that it's evened up for your body on left and right, let's take this either into child's pose or into downward facing dog. For child's pose, we're pressing our hips back toward our heels, and we can untuck the toes, extending the arms straight out in front of the body. There are so many different ways to do child's pose. It can be very dynamic with the arms reaching and the elbows off of the floor, or the pose can be a little softer. If you want, you can lower your elbows down onto the floor. No matter where you are with this, focus on your exhales. Inhaling in through the nose, exhaling out from the throat. Practice stretching out the exhale. Child's pose can be quite balancing for the body. That means, depending on where you are today, it could be calming or invigorating. When you're ready, let's shift forward. Taking our block to the top of our mat. I have my block just a little bit in front of me. This is strategic for balance. So it's a little bit in front, then I can shift forward to press straight down into the block. And when I'm pressing straight down, chances are it won't be as wobbly and the block can help support my spine a little better. From here, let's step 1 foot forward. And you might want to turn the toe and knee a little bit out to the side. We'll tuck our back toe, lift the knee, pushing straight down into the block, step it forward, and now bring the block up with you. Nice. Ta-da! We're all really surprised. Were you surprised? Yeah, it is. Sometimes there really is like some physics in it when it comes to like how the body is going to be positioned for weight bearing. So the trick with that one is, and even if you didn't have the block, this is the trick. I'll show you from the side. When you come up, if you walk your hands forward a little bit, then you can shift and do the weight bearing straight down into your shoulder. And then you can step your foot to the side and come up like this. The block does help though. The block brings the floor up to you. That's what the block is for. Okay, let's take the block between the knees and the thighs. Seeing that the knees and the ankles are the same distance apart. Let's take a look at the edges of our feet, seeing that the edges of the feet line up with the edges of the mat. What is more common for our bodies that we are working to correct? What is more common is that our toes turn out, kind of like a duck. Turning the toes in just a little bit. Let's roll the shoulders down and back, looking down towards the floor. Inhale, sweeping the arms up and overhead. Press the palms together with the fingertips spread really wide. Start lowering the hands, stop in front of your third eye. Put your thumbs there and press into the third eye. When you're ready, pull the thumbs down and tap the center of your chest. Turn the hands down and now sweep up again. Inhale, open. Exhale, pull down. Press into the center of the forehead. Come down again, press into the heart. And now open and sweep. Inhaling. Exhaling to the third eye, to the chest, and now down and around. Big breath in. Exhaling, third eye pressure, center chest pressure, circle sweep. Exhale one more time, third eye, center chest, circle sweep. Holding the arms up and overhead, spread the fingertips and look up. Let's shift forward and back a few times, keeping the eyes shifted either to where the wall meets the ceiling or straight up to the ceiling. When you're ready, let's ground the heels. Inhale, reach, extended mountain, Utthita Tadasana. Big breath in. Exhale, arms go out to the side. Press the hips back, placing hands on the thighs to support the spine. Big inhale, bigger exhale, relax your head and neck. Let's shake the head yes, and turn the head left and right. Letting the hands slide past the knee joints, pressing into the shins, or dangling, maybe even touching the floor. Shake the head again, shake yes, and turn left and right. Let's slide our hands to our shins, straightening out the arms, supporting the spine. Bring the hands up to the thighs. Take the block from the knees and thighs, placing it at the top edge of the mat. Reverse swan dive. Exhale, sweep the arms around, sitting back in the chair. Option to bring the thumbs up to the center of the head. Inhale, sweeping back.
Exhale around again, and thumbs to the center head. 2 more. Inhale, open. Exhale around. Center pressure. Last one. Inhale, open. Exhale down. Remember to smile because everybody loves chair pose, right? Yeah. All right, inhale, bring it up. I heard a joke the other day. They said there's no such thing as a bad yoga pose. Everybody goes. All right, let's step our right foot back. Casual stride. So what is a casual stride? I would say taking a stride that reflects a walking stride, not power walk. I'm talking like casually window shopping, that type of a step. Big inhale, reach. Palms forward. Exhale, pull the elbows back and shift. Hold it here for a moment. Press hard into your left foot. Maybe even rock to the inner and outer blade of that left foot, making note of any tender spots that you might want to avoid pressure on. Ground through the foot, center that energy. Inhale, bring it up overhead again. Left and right leg straight. Option to look up. Exhale, palms forward. Pull it down and pause. Push into the left foot. Inhaling, arms overhead. Exhale, pulling down, adding in that pause. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, holding with the pause. Reaching the arms behind us, palms facing down. Holding in an expression of airplane. Inhale, pulling up through the ribs and the sternum. Maybe even lifting the chin so that we can clearly see some sort of center mark on a wall ahead of us. We can hold it here or keep the head in the position it is in. Only shift your eyes down to where the wall meets the floor. Shifting forward, we may want to peel up that back right heel. Continue to lift through the heart, keeping the spine neutral and long. Option to hover through that back foot, catching even the smallest bit of air or embody the lightness that comes with the pose. More weight is in the left leg. Breathe into the center chest, expanding breath. Exhale, feel the muscles slightly snapping back or contracting. One more, big inhale. Exhale, lower the back foot, bringing both arms up and overhead. Let's take a look at our left knee, seeing that it bends in the same direction as our center toes. Let's refine Warrior One just a bit. Shifting forward, pulling the weight back. Reaching up, pulling the shoulders down towards the hips. Pressing into the inner blades of the feet, pushing down into the inner blades, and slightly pressing the knees out. Option to close the eyes so that we get a little familiar with how the pose feels instead of what it looks like. What we feel is more important than what we see. It's in emotion that we can tap into the most organic intelligence. Inhaling, reaching tall. Exhale, lower the hands to the hips for balance. Let's swivel our right foot in so that we're able to face the long edge of our yoga mat. Maybe inch that right foot back a little more. Lengthening out through the stride, moving into a Warrior One foundation, Warrior Two foundation. Bending our left knee. Let's extend the left arm out, turn the palm up, reach it straight up overhead. Continue to bend the left knee. Inhale, reaching, holding on to 100 helium balloons, and maybe looking up towards the sky. Breathe into your upper left lung, and as you inhale at the top of the breath, notice that we may be able to reach just a little more. One more big inhale. Exhale, lowering the left hand, onto the left thigh. Taking our right arm out, let's turn the palm up and reach that arm straight up. If you'd like to experiment a little bit, lengthen that arm over the head so that if you move your right ear up, it would touch the inside of that right arm or bicep. Option to look up towards the right arm. Looking up is going to be a very traditional expression of this pose, and it can also be a little strenuous on the neck. So breaking out of tradition. Who likes breaking out of tradition? Me too. Tradition, keeping dead people's promises, rituals. All right, so breaking out of tradition, you can look down at the floor instead, and this may provide a lot of relief to the neck. When you're ready, come up to traditional warrior two, extending both arms out, looking over the left fingertips, focusing our gaze over the left middle finger. Begin to visualize and sense your exhale moving out over that middle finger. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale. Option to exhale softly from the throat, maybe even parting the lips, letting go of tension in the jaw. Option to close the eyes, using the mind's eye to visualize the breath moving out over the left arm and fingertips. Let's open our eyes if they're closed, reaching out with the left arm, lowering that left hand down onto the top of the left thigh. We're straightening our left leg, reaching the right arm straight up, and now sliding that left hand to your shin, avoiding any pressure on the kneecap, holding in Trikonasana, triangle pose. As you inhale, breathe more into your upper right lung this time. Inhale, feeling as if your right rib slightly presses to the right hip. You could also think of pulling your left armpit and rib out over your left thigh and knee. One more big breath. Exhale, lower the right hand to the hip or thigh. Let's bend our left knee. Slowly come up. Hands to the hips. All right, fun transition. Let's lift our right heel. Swivel forward, and there's a yoga block. Walking our hands down towards the block, and then step forward. Keeping the feet open to the width of the pelvis bones, block stays where it is, reverse swan body. Inhale, rising up. Stepping the left foot back, casual walking stride. Both legs are straight as the arms are reaching towards the sky. Big inhale, palms forward, exhale, slowly shifting forward. Pause, let's check in with our right foot. Roll to the inner blade of the foot. Roll to the outer blade of the foot. Maybe a little bit of movement forward and back, making note of any tenderness or even any places that might feel a little stronger today. Inhaling, arms up and overhead. Exhale, slowly come forward. At this point, actively feeling a shift, a lot of weight in the right foot. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, shift forward. Maybe one or two more with the option to close the eyes. As soon as we close our eyes, tuning in more so to what we feel, trusting the body to stay centered and safe. Let's hold it in the down position. Extend the arms back with the palms facing down, pressing the shoulders towards the hips, lengthening through the crown of the head. Continue shifting forward. Maybe look straight ahead with the head and the neck, keeping the head in alignment with the spine, only shifting the eyes down to where the floor meets the wall. Option to shift forward more, maybe to the tippy toe of that left foot. And then we could always lift the back leg as well. Breathing into the center chest, big inhale and exhale. 2 more, breathe in. Exhale. Last one, big inhale. Bigger exhale. Let's tap the foot down. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Swiveling the left heel in. Facing the long edge of our yoga mat. Lower the hands down onto the hips. And maybe inch that left foot back even more. The longer the stride, the more pressure it will put onto your left hip. If you feel any pain in the left hip, walk the foot in just a little bit. From here, let's extend our right arm out, bending the right knee, seeing that it bends in the same direction as second, third, and fourth toes. We're taking our hand and flipping the palm. Keep lunging forward, reach the hand up, looking up, very traditional. Inhale, breathing into the upper right lung. At the top of the breath, reach just a little more. You can always look over the left shoulder. This is a great way to work with mobility without working against gravity. One more big inhale, breathing into that upper right lung. Exhale, right hand down onto the right thigh, pushing our left hip back. Let's extend the left arm straight up. Again, option to look up or turn the head and look down at your right foot. We can reach straight up to the sky, rotating the hand as if you're unscrewing a light bulb, or reach that arm over the head. Quick check by lifting your ear to touch the bicep. Breathe into the upper left lung. Reach over just a little more. When you're ready, left hand goes straight up to the sky. Let's straighten our right leg. Sliding the right hand past the knee to the shin. Rolling the left shoulder back a little more. Holding in triangle pose. Imagine that your right rib is pulling out from the waist over your right thigh. Big inhale. Bigger exhale. One more, big inhale. Bigger exhale. Let's lower our left hand down to our hip. Bend the right knee. Slowly come up, traditional warrior 2. Looking out over the right fingertips. Option to keep the eyes open. So maybe we focus our gaze directly over the right fingertip. Focusing the gaze or finding a focal point is called drishti. If you are mindful to try not to blink, it is called tritaka, and it is a type of meditation. We could always close the eyes, visualizing the hand, sensing and visualizing the breath sweeping over your right arm and hand. One more big breath. Let's open our eyes. From here, hands to the waist. Let's shift forward, lift the left heel, swivel forward, lower the hands down towards the yoga block.
And now step the left foot to the top of the mat. Block stays down on the floor, reverse swan dive, big inhale. And then exhale, sweep around. Closing the eyes, sweeping the arms, inhalation up. Exhalation back and around. Focusing solely on matching the movement to the breath. Maybe only putting in a third or half of our effort into the motion so that we're able to really highlight the rhythm. One more circle, inhaling up. Exhaling down. From here, arms come up overhead. Exhale, swan dive. Hands might be on the thighs, maybe they walk to the shins. Reaching towards our yoga block, shifting forward, feeling as if the weight is pressing straight down into the block, moving out of the shoulder joints. Let's soften our knees. Slide your right foot back, staying high on the toe, the heel is lifted. Let's bend our right knee, bend the left knee, and come down into a kneeling lunge. Let's sweep our left foot back, walking hands to the floor. Take the feet off to the side and come around into seated staff position. Making sure we have our block handy just off to the side. From seated staff, we could always elevate the hips just a little bit. The reasoning behind elevating the hips could be to create more comfort in your low back, provide more cushioning. It can provide more comfort in your low back because when we lift the hips and sit on the edge, it gives you what is called an anterior pelvic tilt. So it takes your hips and flips them back, neutralizing the low back. Let's take a look at our feet, pulling the toes up towards the ceiling. Separate the heels just a tiny bit. Push down into the heels and lift the knees, creating a small space behind your knees away from the yoga mat. If the hips are lifted and you feel the backs of your knees touching the mat, we might be hyperextending and that can get dangerous. So we're mindful to create that little pocket of space. Let's inhale the arms up, big breath in, lift through the heart, and then exhale, take the hands down. Maybe even sweep the hands underneath your thighs or underneath your knees. Pulling up on the knees or thighs, and then bring the chest closer to your legs. Inhaling, small lift. Exhale, forward fold. Dropping the head and the neck. Checking in, we can turn a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right. Bringing the head and neck to center. Inhale, coming up maybe just an inch or two. Exhale, lowering down again. Holding this forward fold stretch for about 5 breaths. Exaggerating the exhalation. If you want to take the hands and reach for your feet, maybe even hold on to your toes, you're welcome to do that. Exaggerate the exhale, moving the jaw. Maybe even an exaggerated exhalation with a ha breath. To safely come out of this pose, let's keep our head down. Begin to slowly walk the hands in onto the thighs. Let's bend our knees and bring our yoga block between the knees and thighs. I'm going to come off of this perch. You're welcome to do the same. I'm using my perch now underneath the heels of my hands. In the same way that that perch can provide comfort to your back, it could also alleviate tension in the wrists. Separate the feet to the same distance as the knees. Inhale into the center chest. Lift through the heart. Bend the elbows a little bit so that we can lean back supported. Let's lift our toes and slowly begin lifting the heels, coming into a supported boat position. Smile. Smile. Yeah. I always know when people are working hard, because you start either looking angry or constipated. It's a specific look. Big inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Remember why you're doing this. Some people are like, and tell me again. Strong core, and not core for yoga abs, core for the spine, right? In yoga, our spine, it determines our age. When you're ready, lower down. Take the block off to the side. Open the knees. Butterfly. Inhale, lift through the crown of the head. Exhale, soften the whole body. Relax the head and neck. So we started today with a breath, breathing into the back. Think about that breath again, up and down the sides of the spine. As we inhale, the breath moves down into our low back, moving up to the middle back, then coming up under the shoulder blades and behind the heart. On the inhalation, we may feel that there's more rounding in the spine. Exhale, relax your shoulders, pull the middle ribs in, and then relax your low back. Inhaling low back, middle back, upper back. Exhale, relax the heart, the ribs, and the low back. One more 3-part breath in the back of the body. Keep the head down, walk the hands in, slowly begin to uncurl the spine, sitting nice and tall. Let's fold our knees over to one side and lie down on our sides. From sideline, we can safely roll all the way over onto our backs. Let's draw our knees into the chest once more, holding on behind the knees. Adding in a gentle rocking motion side to side. Let's find a still place. Maybe point and flex the toes a few times. Hold the feet in the pointed position, then straighten the legs up to the sky. Legs up the wall, also known as Viparita Karani. We can push through our heels and point the toes. Doing this a few more times, loosening up any tension that might have been hiding or might be hiding in the ankles. Let's circle our feet out, making sure that we move both feet in a clockwise and counterclockwise direction. When you're ready, bend the knees. Let's lower our feet down to the floor, letting our knees sway over to the right and both arms over to the left, holding in that corkscrew position. Allowing that twist to be casual, noticing any urge to deepen the twist beyond what would be more of a natural range of motion. Twisting poses are powerful all on their own, so we don't really need to exert a lot of force into this. Bring the knees through center. Soft twist, knees to the right, both arms to the left. Holding 5 to 10 breaths. Let's bring our knees to center. Preparing for relaxation pose. We can stretch the legs out on the floor, lower the hands down beside the body, or place the hands on the belly. Create as much comfort for the body as possible. As you inhale, be aware of the breath moving into both nostrils, up into the middle of the head. Exhale, the breath is leaving as a single ray of white light out of the center of your forehead. Inhaling, the breath moves energetically through both nostrils, directly up to the middle of the brain. Exhale, a single ray of white light from the center brain, straight out of the third eye. Continue to soften with the breath and around the idea of relaxation. Keeping in mind that although relaxation may appear to be a passive act, it is in fact still very active for the body on a cellular and energetic level. We may continue to move the breath through the center brain and through the third eye, or maybe we notice other characteristics of the breath. As we inhale, noticing what part of the body is most open to receive the breath. It could be the lowest part of the lungs, It could be that the breath stays a little more centered in the chest. Maybe notice the breath in the back of the body as the lungs expand in the low back, middle back, upper back. We may sense bits of resistance as we're lying down on the floor. Let's put a little more effort into the inhale. So as we breathe in, we are drawing or pulling the breath in with that fraction of effort, gently waking up the body, wiggling fingertips, wiggling toes. Depending on what expression of relaxation we chose today, you may want to take your time to move a little bit. Some of us might want to move a little more than others. Eventually, you'll roll to your side and slowly come up to seated. From seated, let's place our hands in front of the body. Place your left hand inside of the right hand. Allow the tips of the thumbs to touch, with the palms resting in your lap. This is known as Dhyana Mudra. Dhyana is the ability to focus without effort. So it's an effortless attention. Lowering the chin enough so that an egg can roll off the head. Maybe closing the eyes. Just noticing a gentle pressure, that space between the thumbs. Noticing even the weight or the pressure of the left hand in the right palm. Shifting to the breath again, breathing down only into the belly. Your breath might naturally want to rise up into the chest. That's okay. No matter how we breathe, let's allow it to begin in the belly. When you're ready, let's softly open our eyes, keep the gaze down towards the floor, inhaling, circling the arms overhead. Exhale, palms together to the third eye, to the heart. Doing this 2 more times. Inhaling, reach. Exhale, connecting the heart and the mind. From here, we can draw in a deep, unifying breath together. And then exhale with a bow. Namaste.
Namaste.
Congratulations! We did 6 weeks. We all graduated.
Yeah.
We worked through the chakras.
Thank you, God.
Yeah. So when is the next class? I have to go sign up.
Next week.